Adam Gontier, the legend. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're good, bro.
Good. I'm Jave. Andy is wearing the Kill Pop shirt over here. He's kind of my co-host.
Nice.
And wow, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this. I know it seems like you've been really, really active on digital media, social media lately, doing a lot of these acoustic things. I was telling the rest of our fans, our listeners and guests here, that I'm seeing quite a bit of video stuff from you, man. How are things going in quarantine?
Well, pretty good. I mean, we're just spending time at home. I guess no different than anybody else, really. We're supposed to be on tour right now, so
yeah.
For us, we just wanted to make sure we stayed connected with people during this, so
yep.
If we could do a little bit, play some shows and whatever else, just whatever opportunities we have, we're just trying to do that.
I think technology is weird. I was turned on to this whole Zoom thing back in January, and my boss said, hey, you should probably download this thing. And all of a sudden the pandemic hit, and now I'm doing, Zoom happy hour parties on Friday with friends. And the first Zoom meeting I did, we wrapped it up, and I said, wow, it almost felt like we had a party here at the house, but there's no dishes to clean up, which was nice.
Right.
Hey, Adam, congratulations on Flawed Design. Hey, how is it working with Sully from Godsmack on that first single, The Hunted, which was so brilliant?
Well, he's awesome. I mean, he's a great guy. We spent a lot of time on the road with him and stuff. So, and Mike and Sully are both from Massachusetts. So they kind of, Stain and Godsmack sort of came up and whatever around the same time. So we actually, when we were doing The Hunted, the song was written a few years ago. Mike and Sully started working on it for something totally different, like I think it was a movie soundtrack or something. And it never ended up being on the soundtrack. So we revisited the song and what they had when we were doing this record, and we decided to give it a shot. Took it to our producer and tried to just add some different things, and it made sense to ask Sully to be a part of it if he wanted to, and without hesitation he was in, and we're super lucky to have him on it.
And Adam, I know Sully is an accomplished drummer as well as a singer, and I know you guys just went through a drummer change. Did Sully offer any pounding of the skins on this album?
No, he didn't. Actually, our Sal from Stain, Sal Giancarelli, what has been our drummer for a while, and then he recorded on the record. He actually played drums on Flawed Design, but shortly afterwards, we just moved on because Sal's super busy. He's got other stuff happening. Even aside from Stain, he's got lots of stuff during the day that he does and he works. So, and Cody, our new drummer, lives in the same town that Kale and I do, and so it just made sense. Yeah, but it was
okay.
It was fun. Could have asked Sully, I guess, to be in the to play some
next interview. We'll ask Sully.
Yeah, it's like, what else you got going on, man? Not much right now. Speaking of Mike Mushok, there's been rumors about Stain, maybe putting out some new material. How would that affect what you guys are doing in St. Asonia? Certainly it would have had an effect if you guys were able to tour, but is any truth to the fact that Mike is working on Stain stuff, or do you know?
I actually don't know. Mike and I are in contact all the time, and he hasn't mentioned anything about it, so okay. I really have no idea. I don't really know how it would affect us. I don't think it would actually affect us too much, because the St. Asonia stuff we write together, and I think Stain, the way they write's a little bit different. So I have no idea. We'll see. We always talked about the fact that Stain could come back and do some stuff, so it's not really too much of a surprise. So I'm super excited to see Stain again, actually, because we used to tour with them a lot.
Yeah.
They were supposed to Stain was supposed to play a show with Disturbed here in a couple of months out in Sacramento, and I just got the email yesterday that show is canceled, and we'll have to wait until next time.
Look, realistically speaking, I think we're looking at, best case 2021, worst case like fall, like late 2021, right?
Yeah.
Concerts coming back.
I think so. Yeah, I guess I have no idea, but seems like that makes sense.
Yeah. Tell us about the latest track, Blind. What was the motivation lyrically behind the content of this new song?
Well, this record is it's sort of a look into the last couple of years of what I went through. I mean, between the first Saint Asonia record and the second one, there was, I ended up checking myself into rehab and straightening some things out. So Blind is, it's sort of about that. It's just sort of about coming out on the other side and sticking with something, sticking through something, being strong, really. That's what it is for me.
All right. I'm based in Reno, Nevada. This is a fan interview. So not only did we ping some of the folks from the radio station, but also jumped on the fan page to see if we could get some folks from outside the area. I'm just going to go around the Zoom room here. I'll say your name and unmute your microphone. Tell us where you're beaming in from and what's your question for Adam Gontier. Jeffrey Reynolds, I'm going to start with you.
All right, thanks. Hey, Adam, nice to meet you.
Hey, man, you too.
I am a professional YouTuber. I'm beaming in from San Antonio. I'm also a musician, but I never got past the bar band, cover band. I just never got any better success than that.
Right.
But I did find massive success with YouTube, and I saw your channel, and you have 124,000 subs. So congratulations on that, because that's some great numbers.
Oh, thanks.
And I was curious to ask, have you ever thought about taking your YouTube channel to the next level, like maybe doing a daily podcast or some kind of, daily video just to connect with your fans more, especially during these times of the pandemic?
A good question.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's a good question, man. I haven't really thought about it. We've been more, I guess, focused on just the other social media platforms. But it's a really good thought, and it's definitely something that should probably look into a little bit more. The YouTube page, if you're talking about the Saint Asonia page, which I'm sure you must be, because other than that, I don't know what else is out there. I used to have my own personal one, but I haven't touched that in years. So, that's a good idea. Some kind of podcast. I have been thinking about inviting a couple friends on to do a Zoom interview type thing, different guys in different bands, just to talk about different things. So it could be a good thought. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Mike, you're up next. Mike, where are you based out of, and what's your question for Adam?
Okay, so I'm based out of Elko, Nevada. And so my question is, so with 3 Days Grace, what was one of your most memorable songs at 3 Days Grace, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
That's a good question, man. That's actually a really hard question, because there was I don't know, every song kind of means something a little bit different, but what it is really tough. It's tough to answer that, because I have a connection with all of them. One song that I really enjoyed playing live when we started to do it was Last to Know from Transit of Venus. It's got a piano part and kind of opens up at the end, and I always found that song really, really fun to play live. Not so much that the crowd would get into it or anything like that, but just it was something a little bit different, and it was like a little bit of an evolution, I think, for us at the time. So that was always fun. But playing all those songs was a blast. Songs like Riot and Animal and all that stuff.
Right on. Very cool. Let's move down to Lori Davis. Lori, you had me worried there. I thought for a moment that we were just going to have to talk to your thumb.
Oh, okay.
Where are
I'm
you
still
based?
not getting any picture or anything. I'm out here in the Stead area.
In the Dead area. Okay.
Stead area, Reno area, and I grew up in Wyoming.
Okay. Well, we can hear you. So what's your question for Adam Gontier?
Adam, I really like that you address your addiction issues and your struggles that you've gone throughout life in. And everybody always wants to know, about your music or, a financial status or whatnot in life. And nobody ever really bothers to ask if you're happy.
So are you happy?
Yeah, just generally,
It's a tough question.
Well, it is. It's, finding oneself and learning from mistakes, and every day's a new day.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate the question for sure. I've always, addiction for me is, it's been a never ending battle. It's been on and off and all that sort of thing. But about 2.5 years ago, 2017, I had my first child, my son. So that having him brought everything into perspective. And so, yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I've never been happier in my life. Just, things, I have zero complaints. I'm spending time with my family and just writing music, and I'm in a band with really great guys and great people. So yeah, and fully healthy all the way around. And that's the main thing that I focus on every day, is staying healthy, or else I'm not really good to anybody else. So yeah, I'm in the best position I've ever been in my life, and emotionally and all that.
That's dynamite. On kind of on the back of that question, I got great professional advice as a young man getting into radio. Somebody said, "Hey, always have a mentor." Adam, do you have a mentor or somebody who keeps you in check? In our line of work, sometimes the ego can outrule the conscious psyche.
Yeah, you know what?
Who's your mentor?
I do. A friend of mine. He's an incredible musician. I was a huge fan of his before I knew him. Martin Sexton is his name. I did some touring with. Yeah, I did some touring with him, and yeah, he's just amazing. He's been sober for 25 years now, I think, at least. But whenever I have anything I want to ask, or he's just a guy that I've always looked up to, for one, musically, and then two, on a completely different level. He's just a great human being.
Hey, Jay, I want to ask a question, again, springboarding kind of off of that. It just, it occurred to me. Adam, how much does success contribute to the lack of sobriety? I mean, how much, we all as humans, when we become adults, or many of us when we became teenagers, started maybe drinking or have experimented with drugs, but how much of an accelerant is success as a musician to that, to the point that, we know our fair share of guys like you who are sober and have recovered, but is being a rock star a tremendous accelerant to that addiction problem?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I can only really speak for myself, and for me, yeah, it really was, because it was almost like overnight, where we were a band, we were just hanging out in a small town playing bars and stuff, and then it felt like overnight we got a record deal, and a single and success and all that stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of pressure. So I think it depends on who you are as a person, and if you're ready for that sort of that pressure and that attention and all that stuff. And yeah, so there was actually a lot happening in my life, including the band, but different things were going on. So I just kind of got buried in it all, and I was looking to sort of get away from that and numb myself from everything that was going on, chaos, sure, I guess, if you will. But yeah, I mean, it depends, I think, how you are as a person, and if you're ready to deal with what's coming at you. And at the time, I don't think I was. So I ended up in a pretty bad place.
Thanks for that.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, let's continue to move around. I think the longest distant person that we have in the Zoom room is Eva. Eva, where are you broadcasting from, and what's your question for Adam?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So, hi, I'm in Spain, in Europe,
oh, nice.
All the way.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. It's 7 p.m. here, so 9 p.m. Sorry.
What'd you have for dinner?
I haven't had dinner. Spanish people have dinner at 10.
At 10 o'clock? Really? Yeah.
So, yeah, I wanted to say, first of all, I know it's going to be your birthday, so happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
And, well, I'm a big fan since I was 15 years old. I listened to one of your songs, I Hate Everything About You, in an anime thing, and I fell in love with the band, with your voice. And I've always following you, your voice, everything you do. So I'm really glad that you said you are happier. And I'm trying to make Spanish people to listen to your music more, because I have a Twitter account, even for the Spanish account, to make you come abroad. I know it's quite hard with the virus and stuff, but we wish to see you someday, or maybe in England. I will travel there.
Yeah. Well, that's the plan. We have some tour dates that we were waiting to announce, and I think going to Europe was part of that plan. So hopefully that's still on for later.
I'll be there for the first row. So my question goes, how do you feel when you have touched, so many countries? You are from Canada, but there are a lot of people knowing you from all around the world. How do you feel?
Well, yeah, it's surreal, really. I never really expected or thought that we'd have the success that we did. So, it's amazing to be able to play music and make records and then have people on the other side of the world listen to it and love it and send me messages is awesome. It's just no feeling like it's kind of hard to describe, but I really appreciate the support everywhere. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there must be something there in the water, Adam. There's so many great Canadian musicians, and you've actually collaborated with a ton of musicians over the span of your career. One of my favorite being Ian Thornley from Big Wreck. Who did you get the most out of as far as a collaborative relationship? What it just instantly clicked? Who's one of your favorites?
That's a good one. That's a good question. I don't know. It's always been a little bit different when collaborating, because sometimes you actually sit with the person and sit in a room and do all, the recording and the writing and all that stuff. And other times you just send ideas back and forth and, remotely. I've worked with a lot of different Canadian artists for sure. Billy Talent being one that actually Ian and I are working on a song now. Just he sent me an idea and asked if I'd want to be a part of it and stuff. So, I'm excited for that. I think the most recent thing with Breaking Benjamin, the acoustic Dance with the Devil with them, that was a lot of fun. We used to do that song live together when we toured. So to be able to do it on this new acoustic record was pretty cool. So yeah, I think those two are most exciting. Working with Apocalyptica back years ago was great too.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those guys are just amazing. Amazing people.
On that vein, Adam, who haven't you collaborated with that you would love to either record with or tour with?
Jeez, there's so many great artists. It's a really tough question.
Man. Who's it?
What's that?
Who is it? Who's number one?
Number one.
I'll put you on the spot.
Well, okay, first one that comes to mind would probably be Eddie Vedder. I'd love to work with him on some level, whether, maybe just play a show with him, or writing a song with him would be pretty awesome. He's probably been my biggest influence growing up. Probably Eddie Vedder.
I'll send this video to Ed when we're wrapped up, and maybe you guys can exchange numbers or something.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, perfect.
All right, Andrea, you're up next, and for whatever reason, we've got two Reynolds in the Zoom room here. You guys aren't related, are you?
Not that I know of.
The other Reynolds, okay. Well, you definitely get the award for the best hair. What? Where are you from, and what's your question for Adam?
Well, I'm from Fallon, Nevada.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to say I thought it was ironic that he brought up Breaking Benjamin in the last one. I was going to say I just had my first baby, and I play him early 3 Days Grace because it's one of my spouse's favorite bands to calm him down. And he's actually named after Benjamin Burnley. His name is
that
Benjamin.
Right? Oh, look at that guy. You see him cute? He's chill right now.
Oh yeah, he's always calm. But my question for you is I like traveling a lot, and we're going to be living on the road here soon. My question is, where is your favorite place to go when you're on tour?
You know what? Whenever we actually get a chance to go out west, I always look forward to going out west. Just enjoy the weather. I enjoy the desert. I enjoy. I'm not just saying that because we're in Reno. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. But yeah, I always look forward to going out west because we actually don't go out west a lot. We don't do a lot of touring out west. So I always look forward to hitting, just heading west through Nevada and into California. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Well, thanks for the props. We live in a nice area here with Lake Tahoe. Have you ever spent any time up around Lake Tahoe?
I have. I spent some time in Lake Tahoe. I have a friend that lives in Reno, actually. I think I haven't talked to her in a while, but we've been friends for years. And she just reached out to me recently on Instagram anyway. But I have some friends there and spent some time in Lake Tahoe, and it was incredible. It was amazing. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, again, Adam, I appreciate you taking the time here to hang out with your fans. It's a brave new world that we live in, and hopefully we can all emerge from this COVID without having the virus affect us personally or our friends and family and neighbors, and stay strong through this. And hopefully we can get to see you back out on the road soon, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, like you were saying, I can't see much happening until maybe this time next year or something, but we'll see. Yeah. Fingers crossed for continue
sooner,
to utilize technology like this to get the message out and to get some music out. So thanks very much, everybody, for taking some time out this afternoon. Adam, thank you for your time.
No problem at all. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.